Hello everybody, welcome back to the TEW Save here, and we're getting right into SmackDown right away because I figured it's better to put the main event recap at the end. I'll just do a recap, and if anybody wants me to go back to the first SmackDown episode, the Kevin Owens, Jimmy Uso, then I'll figure it out, but for now I'm just going to do SmackDown, and then if you care, you can see main event at the end. So we're starting off strong here with Cody opening the show, thanking everyone for coming out, thanking Jimmy for having his back last week. He says he knows how hard it is to be the person trying to stick by all of his friends. And Kevin might have gotten some good momentum his way, beating Jimmy last week. He's feeling good, but he's going to be stopped in his track at the Royal Rumble. Suddenly, Cody's interrupted. Carmelo Hayes interrupts him, says that, you know what, Cody? I might have a good way for you to get some momentum. See, I just beat the big bad Braun Strowman last week, and I feel like I might just be able to beat the WWE champion as well. Cody says he wouldn't want to get rusty in the ring, and he accepts Carmelo's challenge. So we're starting off strong right away. This is an 82, so 90 and an 87. I wonder where we're losing points there. Is it just the commentary? Yep. Oh, low heat. All right. Very low experience. All right. And yeah, Brandy Rhodes. I did sign Brandy Rhodes, so she's going to be Cody Rhodes' manager, basically. It gets very good. Cody's biggest supporter is her gimmick. Yeah, spoiler alert, she's here, and I think we'll have to figure out how to get her in an angle here. I don't know. Maybe I'll use it for the WrestleMania or for the KO story, but we'll figure that out later. Anything else? All right, 82, I guess. Oh, and a great match in 83. So, creative finish. And about that had great wrestling, good heat. Cody Rhodes defeats Melo in 14 minutes by disqualification. 81 for the wrestling, 71 for the crowd, 83 total. So 74 for Melo, 88 for Cody, and it's a successful creative finish. Good chemistry between the manager, flavor of the month, groundswell of public support. Crowd loved it. Let's see. Commentary again. Right after that match, we go backstage. Chelsea Green and Piper Niven enter Titus's new GM office. He's the new general manager, if you didn't watch the first episode. Chelsea demands a tag team match between them and Michin after Michin attacked her so brutally last week. And she tells Titus that Michin can find whatever little twerp she wants, or else it can be a handicap match. She doesn't care. Titus agrees to make the match after Piper Niven threatens to make a mess of his new office. Gets a 49, that's fine. The crowd's hot, so. Next up, LA Knight comes out and says that he was screwed out of winning that triple threat match last week. Andrade cheated. He had his foot on the ropes, beating Santos Escobar. And not just that, he was taken out of action by one of Santos' little helpers. He calls Angel Garza out to the ring for a match immediately. So LA Knight calls out Angel Garza. He gets a 77, awesome. And we're going to have this match coming up next. And yeah, there we go. LA Knight defeats Angel Garza in about 13 minutes with the gravy train. 66 for LA, 50 for Angel. He's off his game. Gets a 66. I will take that. 66, very good. Next up, Braun Strowman is backstage in the locker room. Frustrated with his loss last week to Carmelo. He was out of the ring for too long. Apollo Crews overhears him and his frustrations. He tells Braun that, you know what, you should channel these frustrations out in the ring instead of letting your frustrations overtake him. He tells Braun that he'll get them a match tonight and show him what he means. Gets a 63, so people are liking Braun and Apollo. Next up, we've got a big segment here. So Bayley, Naomi, and Bianca Belair are walking backstage when they're all confronted by Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, and Candice LeRae. Candice says Naomi is constantly hiding behind Bianca. And you know what? She's actually not that good. Nia, not wanting Candice to get the speak for the group, interrupts and says that Bayley, you don't deserve a title shot because you never actually pinned me in the 3v3 match. Titus O'Neil, fresh off of his interaction with Chelsea and Piper, walks in and says that he has an idea. Candice can see how good Naomi really is and get a match against her. And Nia and Tiffany will face Bayley and Bianca in Tornado Tag Rules later today. So that gets us 64. We are starting a bit of a women's tag thing here, which we'll see later. And the main Tiffany Stratton Money in the Bank story also. So next up, looks like Apollo got his match right before Titus O'Neil interrupted the last segment. Braun Strowman and Apollo Crews faced Legado del Fantasma. But no, Angel already had a match. I threw Santos Escobar in here. Decent wrestling, but not a lot of heat. Braun and Apollo win when Braun pins Berto with a standing triangle choke. So 61 Apollo, 58 Braun, 52 Berto, 61 Santos. Gets a 65. I will take that. That's great. Backstage, Megan Morant finds B-Fab hanging out with the Street Profits. Megan asks B-Fab if she's going to be Michin's tag partner in the match coming up next. B-Fab says that she offered, and Michin was grateful for the offer, but someone else already agreed to team with Michin. So B-Fab just will wish Michin good luck and says that she'll cheer on from backstage. This gets a 48, which I'm actually surprised with. That's pretty good for a B-Fab. I think I just threw the Street Profits in here for the segment rating to go up. And there we go. New signing, Jordan Grace is Michin's tag partner. Subpar wrestling and little heat. Michin and Jordan Grace defeat Chelsea and Piper in 12 and a half minutes when Jordan pins Piper Niven with a fall from Grace. So a 51 for Chelsea, or a 51 for Piper, 45 for Chelsea, 52 for Jordan, 51 for Michin. Gets a 54. Jordan Grace debuts her Juggernaut gimmick. Initial rating of adequate. Gains heat. I'll take that. Also offer game. Yeah, adequate. It's fine. Let's see. Star quality, high morale. Awesome. 54. Next up, Kayla Braxton. Also a new signing. She's back. Backstage, interviewing the Motor City Machine Guns about the match last week between Alex Shelley and Johnny Gargano. Chris Sabin says that to get revenge, he's already set up another match between him and Tommaso Ciampa, and that this time it's an Extreme Rules match. So we get an Extreme Rules match between Chris Sabin and Tommaso Ciampa later tonight. Loses heat, it's 50 segment, that's fine. So Naomi versus Candice LeRae. Candice beats Naomi in 9 minutes, following interference from She's Back, Indy Hartwell. So a 54 for Naomi, 48 for Candice, and it gets a 57. Awesome. So yeah, Indy Hartwell, I did bring her back, and I did put her with Candice LeRae again. So potentially building a Bianca and Naomi versus Candice and Indy match. Gets a 57. Awesome. Grayson Waller and Austin Theory are up next. They're hosting the Grayson Waller Effect. This is after a commercial break, so, I had to get the stage all set. They bring out their next guest, Nick Aldis. Nick comes out with his new tag team partner, Patrick Scott. Grayson says, hey, Nick, your nobody partner is not welcome at the show tonight. And Nick Aldis tells him that if Patrick isn't welcome, then he can just leave. Austin Theory apologizes for Grayson and tells Nick that they can both stay. Waller tells Aldis that he's made a lot of enemies with his terrible decision-making as general manager. He prevented the world from a Grayson Waller WWE Championship run. Nick says, if I had it my way, Theory would be getting a title chance way before you any day. Waller gets up, slaps Nick Aldis, starting a brawl between the four of them. It gets a 44. I mean, it's whatever. We're trying to just build up Patrick Scott here and also Nick Aldis, kind of using A Town Down Under. It's a 44. I mean, Yeah. Here we go. It's the Extreme Rules match. It gets a 49, which is interesting. Chris Sabin wins in 12 minutes. 43 from him, so not good, and a 50 from Ciampa. 49, which is fine. But yeah, that was technically an Extreme Rules, I think. Yeah, hardcore, you can see there. Pretty Deadly are backstage, going over their casting options for their upcoming musical. Blair Davenport walks by, and they ask her if she'd be willing to play a Wicked Witch, but Blair Davenport ignores them. 39, we're just getting them all on the show. And next up, we have the tag match with Bayley and Bianca Belair versus Nia and Tiffany. Bayley and Bianca defeat Nia and Tiffany in about 14.5 minutes when Bayley pins Nia Jax, finally, with a Bayley to belly suplex. Wow. This was our storytelling match of the night. Nia was weak. It gets a 64, though, which I will definitely take. 62, 60, 58, and 46. Nia is in amazing form and still not getting good ratings, so 64, I'll definitely take that. Next up, Charlotte Flair is walking backstage when she is stopped by a masked man. That masked man reveals himself to be Kevin Owens, hiding. He's trying to blend in backstage. He doesn't want to get kicked out of the show, as he doesn't want Cody to see him. He's being a little weasel. Kevin tells Charlotte that most people might be happy she's back. Remember, this is a face Charlotte right now. But Kevin isn't happy. Nepo babies like her are the reason that people like Cody Rhodes are in the position he's in. Kevin thinks that she's pathetic and that he hopes she gets another injury soon, and that this time finally, this one will end her career. After saying that, he shoves her into the wall and then runs away, pulling his mask back up. We get a 74, which is awesome. 69, 68, and then the attack is a 78. They both do great off script, which is good. And yeah, that high heat for that storyline, awesome. 74. And next up, we have obviously Andrade won the triple threat match and was the #1 contender. So we get I did a steal the show for Andrade and Shinsuke Nakamura here. Shinsuke defends his championship in almost 13 minutes by pinfall. And that's his first defense of the U.S. title. So I just want to get him wrestling, and I think this will be a good way to. This will be a better reign than the one in real life, I think. They have good chemistry, pretty good chemistry, which is awesome. The match got the crowd buzzing. A 68, they loved it. So the steal the show definitely worked. I think they're both good workers, and obviously Shinsuke is not in great shape, but still got a 60, which is awesome. I'll take it. 68, Andrade loses. Roman Reigns is going to end the show tonight. He walks out flanked by Jimmy Uso and Paul Heyman. He says that at Saturday night's main event, he will finally regain control of the family that he worked so hard to build. Solo is making a mockery of the bloodline and needs to fall back into his place, under his order. Suddenly, Solo, Jacob, and the Tongans rush the ring from the crowd. Now remember, Tongaloa is injured, so we can't have him do matches, but he can work angles. Solo and Jacob hold Roman back against the ropes as Tama Tonga and Tongaloa start beating up Jimmy Uso. All Paul Heyman can do is scream in the corner. Jacob has Roman trapped against the ropes as Solo turns his head to see the beatdown of Jimmy Uso. And we end the show as the Tongans are just wailing on Jimmy Uso. It gets a 77. We lose heat, even with a 77. Roman Reigns is a star. Paul Heyman's great. Tongaloa underperforms, but that's fine. And yeah, so commentary is still not great. We're going to finish the show there. And we're going to end up with a 67, which loses its pop. I guess, yeah, that's pretty fair. Good start and a good ending, but a lot of mid in the middle. So I'll take it. And yeah, I'm going to end the show here. Feel free to click off now. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed. But yeah, for those of you that care, I'm going to go through the main event recap real quick. So this is the recap for main event. This was the Thursday before the SmackDown show. Obviously, you can see the results of the SmackDown show here. And main event, we did a Undertaker opening the show, announcing an intergender showcase, basically bringing out all of the participants. And then right after that, R-Truth was backstage, and he told Brock Lesnar that he thought he was having such a great run as the Intercontinental Champion. And Brock Lesnar was confused until he realized that R-Truth thought that he was Braun Breaker. And that gets us 68, which is awesome. And then, of course, another big reason I wanted to do this after is Indy Hartwell was in here. And yeah, I wanted Indy Hartwell to be saving Candice as me reintroducing her. And then Dominic Mysterio was in the tournament, so we just had a backstage segment where Finn is motivating Dom, telling him good luck and all that stuff. Dominic Mysterio defeats Aaliyah. You can see we have her until December 2027, so basically 3 years. One of the Universe signings, if you're unaware. Same with Elias. But yeah, Dom gets a 62, Aaliyah with a 34. Segment gets a 56. We have an LA Knight interview. Just, Caleb Braxton, another new signing, was backstage interviewing LA Knight. And then we had a intergender tag match here with Andrade and Kairi Sane facing Blair Davenport and Gable Steveson. And then, yeah, Andrade and Kairi Sane won. 65 for Andrade, 53 for Kairi Sane. So they did better and they won. And that was 62 shows, so which we better than the main event from last week. As for SmackDown, we had basically the exact same. Raw was a 68, so that is our best show yet. And that will be next. So I will see you guys in the next episode for Raw. Thank you.